fans, welcome to Redmen Hockey. Winter edition here, and a very special one. My name is Bill Allen, along with Andrew Delapiana, our engineer, Jason Marshall, and our director, Brian Dorrington from Tewksbury Telemedia, and we're thrilled to bring you a special game today, and we've got the Tewksbury Redmen, the defending champions, state champions, MIAA Division II, and a real treat here today as the Northern Highland, New Jersey Highlanders bust up, and a battle, Andrew, of really two Titanic teams, really both division and state champions.
Absolutely, Bill. As you mentioned, defending state champions for either side. For the Highlanders, the defending Public B state champions out of the state of New Jersey, and for the Redmen, defending MIAA Division II state champions. So for tonight, it's all about bragging rights, and it doesn't get any better for an historic event like this at a historic ballpark. Fenway Park, been here since 1912. It's America's most beloved ballpark, and what a venue we have today for two incredible teams. Even though this one won't go into the records as it is an endowment game, we still get to see two fantastic teams square off today inside of Fenway.
So strong will be the goaltending, as both teams are, we're talking 3 to 4 goals already, and the season's a quarter in. So unbelievable goals against average. We're looking for maybe a close game today, and but don't discard the power of both teams.
Absolutely. We talked about it a little bit beforehand, before we got on air. Northern Highlands outscoring opponents this season 28-3 in their state of New Jersey, and as for the Redmen, 33-4 outscoring their opponents this year. And the goaltending matchup, as you mentioned, for Northern Highlands, Daniel Moore, who led them to a state championship last season, and in net for the Redmen, Benny O'Keefe. But we're supposed to see a little bit more goaltending here. Hopefully we get to see both goaltenders for either side, but the goalie matchup, we should see a low-scoring affair because Moore and O'Keefe are two of the best in their state to do it when they get inside the crease.
Absolutely. The Yankee Ford Holiday Classic, again, been a highly successful event for the Redmen, and again, they dominated this past holiday season.
Absolutely. Going up to Southern Maine, took care of both opponents by a combined score of 20-2. Always fun. You get some bonding time with the boys up there in the state of Maine. It's been a signature for this Redmen hockey team for the last 20-something years, the nice bonding trip between these teams. And same thing as usual. You take care of business at Maine, and then you get back to work here in Massachusetts. But who would have thought it would be at Fenway Park taking on a really good Northern Highlands team?
Absolutely, absolutely. The back home here in the Merrimack Valley, too, again, heating up as Tewksbury's kind of run the table thus far. They have a big tournament or game coming up on Saturday against Lincoln, and that's going to be a test as they're off to a fine start as well. They're 3-0 in the Merrimack Valley.
Absolutely. The goal for the Redmen every year is try to win the MVC and beyond when you get to the state tournament. In a rivalry game like Lincoln-Sudbury, this is going to be your perfect build-up game to take on a very good Lincoln-Sudbury team. And luckily for the Redmen, they will be at home at the Breakaway Ice Center in front of their home crowds. But as I mentioned, a big tune-up game for a really good Lincoln-Sudbury team that they've really had quite the battle with over the last couple of years.
Yeah, no getting into habits. It's been an easy run for them. So look for some more competitive play. Taking a look at the lineup, certainly as you look at the leadership and DiTaccio and certainly Benny O'Keefe in the net and Insagna and a lot of finishing. They were off to a great start.
Absolutely, Bill. As you mentioned, this team has full of firepower. Only 2 players on this team are yet to score a point this season for the Redmen. Whether you run it down from the first line to the third line, and even the fourth line who got involved in that main tournament, this team is a dangerous weapon all throughout the ice, and it's going to be tough for the Highlanders to stop today.
What can you tell us about the Highlanders?
Under 22nd-year head coach Jason Beswick's been with them for the long run, able to pick up their second title in program history last season inside the Prudential Center in New Jersey. And as for them, 5-0 this season. They're perfect coming into this one, as I mentioned before, outscoring opponents 28-3 in their victories. And a little fun fact for you, Bill, today. This team is currently on a 16-game win streak. The last loss coming for the Highlanders, January 20th of 2022. It's almost been a full calendar year since Northern Highlands has lost a hockey game.
Incredible, incredible. Both teams really sky high. In talking to Coach Derek Doherty as the team arrived off the bus today, again, knowing the opponent in New Jersey and statistically everything so tight as you were pointing out here, chose Tewksbury.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, 2 very good hockey teams are going to square up today. The NHL making the call to Coach Derek Doherty before the season started. between these two teams. It's going to be a really fun matchup, and these are the top two of the top 10 teams in their respective states, and we're just excited for such a great battle and be able to bring you coverage here on Tewksbury TV.
What a thrill. Glad you've joined us, everybody. The conditions today, not bad considering a few days back, the Winter Classic and everything going on here. It was calling for a 59-degree day, partly sunny, and I think its temperature is running at about 46, 47 degrees now, and we hope we don't see any rain, but it's been overcast here.
It was nice to see the pushback not starting this game at 5 o'clock. You would have seen some downpours here in Boston, Massachusetts. But luckily, we get the game pushed back to 2:30, and both teams can have their way at Fenway today.
And what a great venue here. The officials are set up. They'll be doing game announcements. As both teams take to the blue line, respect the national anthem. And there you have it, Tewksbury Redmen and the Highlanders about to do battle here at Fenway. We'll have to trust the audios, as a lot of the speaker power that we saw at the Winter Classic not able to elevate as much. But I've got a good partner here in Andrew, who, of course, an alumni and a state championship run himself as a Redmen senior in the 2022 season.
I also want to give a quick shout out to our New Jersey audience listening in from Northern Highlands in Allendale, New Jersey. A lot of them couldn't make the trip up to Fenway today, but we thank you very much for joining us today on Tewksbury TV. Should be a great matchup between the Highlanders and the Redmen. And Bill, we got the starting goaltenders that we expected for the Highlanders. Daniel Moore, and for the Redmen, Benny O'Keefe.
Yeah. As Andrew mentioned, Daniel Moore, the junior, stellar in the net. And 3 goals this season given up. Equally impressive, Benny O'Keefe. He's been a driver of the success. The officials ready. And the puck is on at center ice. Chipped in there now, controlled by Manos. Across. Strong line foot down to the Tewksbury end. The captain, DiCiaccio, reverses, finds on the wing. It's Kremen working over, chipped it in deep. Just underway here. Moore flips it around the board. It's going to be kept in right off the bat. That's number 13, Robillard. Throws to the corner, just misses. DiCiaccio chips in. Reverse now. Manos going right, left wing wall. Again, some pressure early here. Chapman behind the net with some help from Ryan Flynn. Points are open. Just chipped out. DiCiaccio on him. Good forecheck going there by James Massini. Chip back out to neutral. Partner to partner. Up. Getting in the way there briefly was Flynn. Now, and avoiding a DiCiaccio hit was Capano for the Highlanders. Oh, in front. Oh, open. Circling in. Highlanders control. Some good puck movement here. Down to the corner. Some reverse. Some cycle down low. It's Capano now. Trying to make room on the wall by the hash. And the left side chipped off there. Tewksbury's going to change. Just underway here at Fenway.
And I like the Redmen starting the line of Flynn, Kremen, and Chapman. They've been together for the last 3 years. Those guys have had a tremendous season to start for the Redmen.
Off the wall now with a break. Shot in. That was number 11, Matt Cook. He's been on the scoreboard a lot this year so far. With Insomnia, this is a strong line. As Andrew was mentioning, a flip up. Picking it up there, it's DeFranco for the Redmen. DiCiaccio connects at center. Barnes throws it down deep. Following it in is Cook. Gets his man in front. Oh. Some help there. Good read by number 14, Tyler Barnes. He fires it wide just so with a net of Moore had an angle on it. Cook again. He's going to get bumped off the puck. Good play there time. By number 11, that's Lozio for the Highlanders. Barnes now going to regroup. Up. Turnover. In close on Benny O'Keefe. Oh, save, Ben. Got the pad out. But the line kept in. First pressure here by the Highlanders as Manos kept it in. Finally, the Redmen able to chip it back out. D it goes. Over by the player bench. Picked off there. Turnover. It's coming in. That was number 12, I believe. It's Bourgeau. If I'm saying that right, Andrew, let me know. That's why not for the Redmen. Chips it back in. In on the forecheck now. Pursue there. Why not again? And finally, Highlands able to break it out briefly. It's Massini down low. Doing battle there with Cullen Mangan. Doing a good job in the corner. Mangan again. Tries to connect. Does so briefly. DiCiaccio has a little trouble. Picked off there by Will Brown. One of the assist leaders so far that I can see in the stats here for the Highlanders. Look out for him. He'll make a play. To the right side with a break. It's Citravis. In on Moore. Glove save. No rebound.
And credit to the Highlanders early. They are preventing from the Redmen from getting any quality opportunities. Redmen getting a little careless in the defensive end. Luckily, though, Benny O'Keefe able to bail him out. But the Redmen, some sloppy hockey in the early going. Something that we have not seen from this team this season.
Yeah, good pad save when called upon by Benny O'Keefe. He drives that confidence. You can see the coaches, to your point, readdressing. And they'll meet their match today. Chapman on the draw behind the net. Again, can't backhand it out front. Gennaro picked it off there for the Highlanders. Racing through with good speed, it's Beswick. Brent Beswick goes wide. Nice save by Benny O'Keefe. Again, down low with that pad. Chapman now with some pressure. Tries to pick Klein's pocket, doesn't work. Puck to the neutral zone. DiCiaccio now not giving much room. They're going to force the Redmen to go the other way.
And that name, Brent Beswick, you're going to hear him a lot tonight. 37 points for him as a freshman last year, being the coach's son. Just has the 8 assists on the season so far, but definitely a name you're going to hear a lot more tonight, Bill.
Got it. Beswick again. Is right on cue as we're talking. Benny O'Keefe leaves it off to Chaccio. Going to survey here now. And we know Nick can skate with the puck. Able to get through. Gets it deep. He's coming top circle in, and a quick, cool save by Moore.
That guy's been in some good leadership from the last couple of years. Defensive partner with Caden Connors, who had that spectacular season last year as a senior. Over 50 points. DiCiaccio already 13 points on this young season. He's been the new Caden Connors of this team.
Absolutely. And not to forget the double overtime goal that enabled the victory.
Absolutely.
When the pressure's on. Cook now. Oh, it deflected up high. Off out of the rink. Good idea by the Redmen there.
Good to see Barnes and Cook back together for another year. Was centered in between Sean Lane last year. That we called it the Tom and Jerry line. I'm not really sure why, Bill. I never really got an explanation why from those three, but something that always stuck together was the Tom and Jerry line, and Cook and Barnes, as I mentioned, back together. But this year, centering them is Jeremy Insogno.
Right, and speaking of right off, good play. Oh, and doesn't get through. Big play by Insogno, and right on to Cook for the one time. Matty Cook again, and shot, scores!
Oh, and he gave a little baseball celly too, Bill.
Redmen strike first. And a nice play by Cook to finish. Insogno.
Executed right off the faceoff. You talked about that play beforehand, and they were able to get Cook free up in the slots. The Redmen work below the goal line. Nice pass out, and Matty Cook wins that one-on-one battle, and he's not going to miss when he's that close in.
Top shelf, too, for premium shot. So the Redmen get to work with the lead here, and we'll see how the Highlanders respond. Just the 4th goal of the season given up by the strong goaltending, of course, as we mentioned, of Daniel Moore. And with a goal, there's vigor. Go get the next one. Is rounding the boards now. DeBrun picked off. Good pressure in there by Wynot. He's been involved early. Again, finally breaking through, and a good poke check there by DeFranco, number 2 for the Redmen. He's on with Colin Mankin. Left wing chip to neutral zone. Nobody home there. Highlanders control. Chip it back in. Hits the official. They get a break. The Highlanders in front. Here's a chance at Pike. Missed the top corner. Another good chance. Showing some patience there. That was very close. Another save by O'Keefe.
He has been on fire in this first period, just turning away every chance that the Highlanders have presented him.
Yep. Right wing side peels up. That's number 22, Will Brown. Goes diagonal corner. DeFranco trying to slow it down. Mangan, they've been under pressure, and again, it's good forechecking. Another turnover. It's number 13 that time. Vic Capano throws it around the back ball. Beswick, who we've mentioned, he'll be involved, he took Sperry with him. And who's that without a stick?
That's Mangan.
Normally you might see a forward give a defenseman a stick there, and they're on a late shift too. Let's see if the Highlanders can take advantage of this thing, working the puck deep. Benny O'Keefe to the rescue with the glove, and he throws it out.
Can't say much about O'Keefe in the opening 7 minutes or so, turning away a number of Highlanders' chances. And credit for the Highlanders. After the Redmen goal, you'd think they might get a little spooked by the state champions, get it on the board first. Not at all. They just keep banging on the door, and hopefully or not, they get one past O'Keefe.
And we're seeing patience when they get the puck. They're doing some cycling. It will test the will of the Redmen in terms of their positioning. You had mentioned it's been a pretty offensive run over the last few games. They're going to have to really tie down and play their positions and really tighten up the D zone.
And this is a team that does not like to play the physical game too much. It's a very finesse team. They get you with a lot of playmaking ability and the ability to finish.
Yep. And pushing the puck deep again, it's Colin Prue. Down the corner behind the goal line. Maintains control through Constantine Manos. Back to the left wall. Strong side. Doing battle there. It's Michael Connors. Good job by DiCiaccio to read the pass. But still control by the Highlanders. A deflection and a quick save by Benny O'Keefe. More importantly, no rebound. So they like that deep forecheck and they read it well.
The Highlanders, they're applying the pressure early following Matthew Cook's 5th of the season. And the Redmen, they got to figure a way to just get that puck out of the zone. As I mentioned before, really slopping the defensive end, not able to clear the blue line.
On the draw now Insogny out there, the big line. Jay Cook tried to get it. Robillard now. Oh, they're doing battle. Stepping in, it's Beretta. First time calling him. And Insogny will try to go right wing. Runs out a good forecheck again. Beretta knocks them off the puck. Maintains control. Goes through and a score! Give and go. How's that? And just like that, the Highlanders have tied it up.
What a beautiful give and go between Beretta and...
Beretta with the, began the play with the deep forecheck. And again, the pinch on the wall. Not much Benny O'Keefe could do there. Was a pass that went right through the legs. Perfectly timed, and that's the skill you were just talking about, Andrew.
Yeah, Will Brown and Beretta, credit to them. That was a beautiful give and go. Slipped that puck right underneath Cooper Robillard.
Redmen now, let's see how they respond. And there's the physical play. As mentioned, not as finesse, the New Jersey style. And Tewksbury will get on and see if they can free up some pucks using the body. Down low, DiTaccio, the Cook. Nice pass to Insogny. Oh, and a great save. Moore come out just above the blue paint. Made the save, and the rebound didn't fall Tewksbury's way. Now a race to the puck. And a good job there. Taking the angle is Robillard. He'll stay with. That's Gindara. I want to make sure I get his name right. Down the far corner. Finally turning Matty Cook on the hash mark. He'll try to replay it. Makes some room for himself. Indirect off the wall. Finds Insogny. Again picked off. Beswick, who we've called. He's going to go wide. Slap shot right. The breadbasket of Benny O'Keefe. He'll take the whistle. Teams will change. We're 1-1 here at Fenway Park.
Jake Beretta getting his second goal this season. Another name that was big for the Highlanders last year. 31 points as a freshman from him. Already coming to his own as a sophomore. He's got his senior teammate Will Brown picking up his team-leading 11th points. And that was dangerous.
Dangerous. Sometimes those happen. The cross cut would have deflected off the skate of Ming, and Redmen chip it down. Moore can't get it. Almost with the backhand, it was Citravis. Peter, we'll call him PC. Down in the corner. Double team there. And a good shoulder check, but able to move the puck of the Highlanders. Coming across. Mangan now picks that off as Gindara. Got a quick look. Waiting for the read as the players were changing up. No icing. Moore will play it. And a reverse. Wreck now. Intercepted. Nice read there by Ryan Flynn. Can't make anything happen. Battle in the neutral zone. Chapman in. And good in that patience. That poise with the puck shown there by Massini. Able to get it in. But again, Chapman having a good shift here. And they close quickly on the Redmen. The defensive structure looks sound for the Highlanders. Two-man forecheck. Chip back out to the blue line. Mangan now being pursued there by an aggressive Will Brown. Trying to get through. Good work by Ryan Flynn. Gets it deep down behind the goal line. Good things happen for the Redmen once they get down in the deep. They're able to change. Freshen up the D. The Chachio's out there. You're always watching him. Aaron Clare and a whistle. What do you think of the pace, Andrew?
Feels like it's a little slow at the moment.
Yeah.
Both teams trying to adjust being on the big stage here at Fenway. Thought we were going to see a little bit more low scoring. Got one apiece. But the Redmen, they got to find another option other than that line of Insogny, Barnes, and Cook. They've been really slow out of the gates from the other two we've seen.
Yeah, they're the Highlanders cover well, so the gap's not as wide as they normally are. And the Redmen can turn on the speed. They're going to have to cycle a bit, triangle up. Nice pivot there. Sognia behind the back to himself. That works. Barnes reads it. They go deep on Moore. He'll just trap it there for another face-off to his left.
You take a look at the Highlanders bench. They're a little less depth than the Redmen. You see a lot more white jerseys on their side. The Highlanders, they're a team that likes to run quick 2-3 lines that you'll see a game, and they work very well together.
Spinning around now. The goal scorer for the Redmen. That was Cook, the big line out there. And Sogner throws it to the corner. Barnes will chase it down. Right side now. Gindara throws it in. Taking no chances as Benny O'Keefe puts the paddle down. He'll take the whistle. Yeah, but watch the lines if you think there'll be some shuffling.
We might see that for either end.
You sure? Face-off will be to Benny's right. We're about 9 minutes into the first period. We have a 1-1 score. And the teams are playing tight right now. Good break here off the wall, but 4 defenders in front of Bourgeot. He'll stay low behind the net. Trying to help out. And succeeding almost. That's why not. Again, he'll go back. Support. Down to the corner now. Pushed in. That's number 20. Aiden McDonald, calling him for the first time. Aiden cuts across for the forecheck, but Highland is able to get it out to the neutral zone. Flip back in. Collision in front. As Brew went down with McDonald. Highlanders control the end to the zone. Nice play by Mangan, stepping up. Donald's pass doesn't work. D to D it goes. Highlanders in the midst of a change. Good forecheck. Oh, here's a turnover. Good play, but high and wide over the top of the net. Good flip. That was Connor Creeman, is number 7. Ryan Flynn set that up with a good pick. Here comes Creeman again. Creeman up just a little high, deflected into the netting, and another whistle.
Nice little play there from number 22, senior Connor Kremen. Able to pick the pocket of James Messini as he was working his way through. But the Highlanders right now, they're winning the battle in the middle of the ice in between the blue lines. And for the Redmen, they got to start picking things up. But it's the matchup we expected between the 2 defending state champions here at Fenway.
Not much room. They got to think that much quicker. DiCiaccio now on his wall. That gets through. Nick trying to make good. Keep 2 hands on that stick. We have no penalties so far in this game. Creeman now will chip it to DiCiaccio. He'll go right side if he's given the room. He likes to rush the puck. Doesn't go this time. Gets picked. Chapman able to neutralize and allow number 7, Flynn, to take the puck. He tries to twist her and got no help behind him. Now breaking it out into the neutral zone. No one there for the Highlanders. So both teams with broken plays here. Respecting one another. Here's a good opportunity. Nice backhand flip. It's deep. It's got across, and a great play by Robillard. Sliding to break up the pass that was going across. A 2-on-1 on a high backhand flip. A little nonchalant from this angle up high, and next thing we know. But a big defensive play. Tewksbury goes for the change.
Perfect play by the Northern Highlands on that. Worked the 2-on-1 right out of the breakout, but Cooper Robillard's really coming to his own the last 2 seasons. Been with this team since a freshman. Really nice to see the development of him over the last couple of years as to going under DiCiaccio's wing.
Cook feeds it off to Barnes, and the big line out there, and Sogna on the wall, able to step up. Robillard throws it wide of the net. Barnes on the read. DiCiaccio on the other side playing his offside. His off wing, if you will, from the point. Maybe get some leverage and a better angle. We know he can shoot it. Here's Cook, today's scorer for the Redmen, down below, but breaking it out of the traffic nicely was Capano. But the Redmen keep it in. Shot up high. And taking a look at it was Insognia trying to go top shelf. Just icing, barely icing down, called on the Redmen.
Perfect work by Insognia there to intercept that pass. He had Cook wide open on the back door. Didn't know if he didn't have the angle for it. Didn't see him at the right moment, but Insognia flies it wide. A golden opportunity. Goes by the wayside for the Redmen.
We're tied here at 1 at Fenway. A lot of activity around the rink as we look from up top here. And again, breaking through Highlanders. There's an opportunity on the right wing wall. A deflection, score! Nick Delosio able to chip it in. And again, another place by a great chip pass by JT Ganadra.
Once again, the Redmen get sloppy, hustling back. Another odd man rush. I believe that is the 5th or 6th of this first period. for Northern Highlands, and they take advantage of the Redmen getting a little careless on the back check. 2-1 to the visitors from New Jersey.
It's been a number of odd man rushes, haven't there? So the better of the opportunities, and more importantly, cashing them in are the Highlanders as they lead the Redmen here by a 2-1 score. Well into the first period of play. Chipped all the way down. No icing, as Creeman may have gotten a piece of that. Connor throws it back up, and we have a whistle. Interference call? Oh, no, period. So we are through one period with the score. The Northern Highlanders 2 and the Tewksbury Redmen 1. Stay with us for Tewksbury Telemedia Redmen Hockey from Fenway Park.
We'll welcome you back to Fenway Park, America's most beloved ballpark, for the special edition of 2023 Frozen Fenway. Again, from Fenway Park. After one period of play, our score, the Northern Highlands Highlanders 2 and the Tewksbury Redmen 1. Again, thank you for joining us on Tewksbury TV. Andrew Delapiana with Bill Allen, excited for the second period of play. Bill, surprising start. Two evenly matched teams. We knew we were going to get a good one between the two defending state champions. Northern Highlands, the state champions from Public B of New Jersey, while the Redmen, the state champions from Division II of Massachusetts. What did you see from both squads in that first period?
Little tentative to start it out, then Tewksbury again taking the lead as they do. They're dominant when scoring that first goal, but a quick turn of events. The Highlanders quickly turned the tide, began a pushback and some zone pressure. A lot of odd man rushes. We counted 4 or 5, and they scored on both of them, taking a lead toward the latter part of the first period. So the Redmen have some work to do.
And props to the Highlanders in those opportunities. As you mentioned, Bill, able to cash in when the Redmen don't give up a lot of good chances against Benny O'Keefe. And when you do, you got to be able to capitalize. And the Highlanders have done that, making the trip up from New Jersey worth it so far. They didn't come up all this way for nothing.
Yeah.
Second period about to get underway between the two teams. The Redmen will move left to right in this period, while the Highlanders will go from right to left. Nick DiCiaccio coming off the boards, off the face-off. Now we'll circle in behind the cage. Goes behind past the stick of Tyler Barnes. Barnes working below the goal line. Takes a good hit from beneath. Constantine Menos pressured by Instagna, who's trying to pull out from underneath the boards. Instagna works it back past this block, and here come the Highlanders out of the defensive end. Able to stay onside. Inside pass, and just raising it into the netting is Jake Barretta, who had the first goal of the game for Northern Highlands. But the Redmen, again, golden opportunities. Those odd man rushes are just piling up.
They're attacking, they're double teaming. So you saw some activity down in the far corner there of Moore. Once that puck turns over, they don't have that third forward back, and it's caused a little havoc for them.
40 seconds into play of this second period. 2-1 the visitors from Northern Highlands with the lead. Shot whizzes by the stick of Benny O'Keefe. From the point, incredible block by Ryan Flynn as that puck gets out of the zone.
Ouch.
Flynn blocks another one. He's taking a beating on this shift as he's hobbling right now in the offensive end.
Yeah, he's gonna go to the bench for a change. Hopefully he'll be okay for the next shift.
Cross-side pass onto the stick of Brent Beswick. Redmen able to feed it out of a couple of feet. Now we'll try to dump it in deep, and intercepted behind the blue line is Pearson DeBruyne. Minute 30 played in second period. Highlanders up 2-1 over the Redmen. Redmen trying to find their footing in this second period, down by 1.
Gindaro was trying to buy a call there, none coming.
Brent Beswick will head to the bench after dumping it in off the backhand. DiCiaccio loses possession of it. And now the Highlanders go to work behind the back pass. Benny O'Keefe might have got a stick on it.
Robillard in to help as well there.
Matt Gresengorn with a golden opportunity. Turned away by number 19 in net. Blake Klein takes a good hit from Tyler Bourget. In front for the Redmen, misses the side of the net. Andrew Wynot throws it back in deep for the Redmen to go to work.
Tyler Bourget, big opportunity in front, skinned the side of the net. Had
DiCiaccio.
the slots all himself.
DiCiaccio sends it wide for the Redmen. Back into center ice it goes. Robillard will retreat, and the Highlanders will get a change. Up pass, misses the stick of Wynot. Across the center ice logo, Jake Barretta with numbers for the Highlanders. Shot thrown on net, saved by O'Keefe. Redmen with numbers back the other way. DiCiaccio's trying to push. Trying to work it through, wasn't able to get it through the defenseman. North Highlands resets behind the net. Deflects off the stick of Massimi, and into the Redmen bench it goes as we have a stoppage with 11:45 to go in our middle frame. Our score remains deadlocked 2-1 as the Redmen trail by a goal.
Good transition on that last minute or two. We had the 3-on-2, and a lot of poise that Will Brown plays, I tell you. Slipped through the wickets and tried to get a shot away, and then turn over with DiCiaccio leading the rush.
Big part of the veteran leadership from Will Brown. Now leads the team in points scored with 11. Trying to will this team to another state championship in the state of New Jersey, and they definitely have the team to do it this year. Pass in front. Barnes with a nice hit on fellow number 14, Breswick. That sails down the ice onto the stick of Daniel Moore. Indirect, nice little dish off from Breswick. Now circling behind the net is Capano. Out in front.
Good idea by Capano.
Bremen wasn't able to stick with it, working his way through the logo. Anthony DeFranco tried to cross ice, wasn't able to get the stick of Kremen, and a result in an icing. Pace starting to pick up a little bit more in this game. We saw more of a slow start in the opening 15 minutes, but both teams getting their feet underneath them here on the big stage at Fenway.
The skating looks a lot better, too. And the leaders are leading.
The deficit is still one for the home team, the Tewksbury Redmen. DiCiaccio, fresh off the draw, trying to do what he does best, and that goes the length of the ice. DiCiaccio with a chance, turned away by Moore.
Good read by Moore. Come right off cut the angle. Top of the crease.
And only in his junior season, he played so well last year as a sophomore to be able to will this team to a title. And that's really tough to ask for of a kid that's 15, 16 years old. Connors able to bump off his man below the goal line, and it will spin off.
Tenacious first man by the Highlanders.
Dangerous pass from Kremen, able to not find a stick of a Highlander. Puck pinballs in front of the penalty box. Puck squirts out on the stick of Ryan Flynn, who's been held quiet. Flynn, backhander out in front, wasn't able to get through. Chapman fires it out.
That's more like it. Redmen like to set up behind that goal line.
Into Gretzky's office goes DiCiaccio on the backhand. Kremen took a swing at it.
Just hopped over Kremen's stick for frustrating. The ice is in pretty good shape considering it's cool here now.
Able to get a stick on it. At the blue line was Bourget, but since he was behind the red line, we will have icing once again. 9:34 to play in the middle frame. Northern Highlands 2, Tewksbury 1 here in this beautiful game of Frozen Fenway from Fenway Park.
And the lighting comes into effect here as it gets dusk. Not all the towers or lights are on, the ones primarily on the first base side, as you could probably see. Or if you're listening in, not the full contingents of lights. But the rink looks illuminated, and more importantly, the ice is holding up nicely.
Luckily able to get this game in before the rain that's coming a little bit later on. But behind the net, able to escape. Why not? Is DeBrian. We'll have a stoppage of play once again. Just joining us on Tewksbury TV, Andrew Delapiano with my partner Bill Allen. I want to thank you for joining us today on Tewksbury TV, especially for our New Jersey audience tuning in to see the special matchup between the Highlanders and the Redmen.
I have a feeling it's going to come down to the last few minutes of the game. It's really, really tight. Both goalies are covering.
Nick DeLassio currently has the game-winning goal for the Highlanders coming back in our first period. Redmen will clear the zone now on sides. Trying to whisk their way back into this game. They'll have Barnes, Cook, and it's Sagna. Big hit by Barnes forces the turnover. Sagna on the back door, lifts it over the net. That was the chance right there from the Redmen. A perfect forecheck, but Insagna can't finish.
All started by that Barnes hit. No hesitation. It's a clean hit. And you could, we were a bit away, but you could feel the thump. And next thing you know, in front of the net for a big chance for the Redmen.
Barnes is no guy that is afraid of physicality. Definitely brought the heat last year being in a sophomore season. Now he's even grown to a bigger role being on the first line.
He's got a good first stride. Strong skater.
So quick. So quick. Chacho gets a backhand run. And then lights up.
Woo.
Agni Ratner through the middle of the ice.
Getting a stand-up hit. Highlanders shake it off. Deep forecheck, too.
Up the boards they go to Barnes, who can't control. Puck comes out to center ice. Matthew Cook wants the one-on-one. Not able to get around his defender. Perfect defense there by Manos. Forcing Cook to his off wing. But Matthew Cook, so resilient, stays with that puck. DiCiaccio able to get a shot off over the top. Robillard turns the corner.
Good zone time by the Redmen here. They're able to freshen the lineup. Keep that puck on the cycle.
Redmen curls off the boards. Indirect for DiCiaccio, who now works down low for Cook. Fires it out in front, no one home. And the Redmen will reset back at center ice. 7:30 to play in period number 2. 2-1 the Highlander lead. DiCiaccio intercepts the pass. Working away around his defender, now comes around the net. No looker, wasn't able to find a way through.
Everybody back for the Highlanders that time.
Well defended, all crowded inside the house. Glenn with a hard forecheck. Tied up with Chapman in a pair of 2 red jerseys. Redmen win the battle. They got 3 players below the goal line. Coming out of the pack with it is Colin Prue. Highlanders escape their own zone now, working their way through the offensive third. Anthony DeFranco up the boards, no one home. Kremen with a good win. All by his lonesome as Flynn a little bit tired at the end of his shift.
Yeah, he needs a winger going to that backside.
Mangan, the one-timer, steered away by Moore. How about another one? This one can't find the net. Flynn curls off his man down low.
Good hands there.
Indirect for DeFranco. Slides it over for Magnan, who calls for it. Shot blocked by his own teammate. I believe that was Chapman who got in front of it. A scoreless second period. 6 minutes remains. O'Keefe seeing some action in the middle of this period. Chapman with no play goes off the boards and out.
Redmen trying to change up. They'll go one player at a time.
Highlanders weren't able to catch the Redmen in the midst of a change. Kremen with an extra boost throws it wide. Andrew Wynot fresh off the bench, working it down low for Bourget. Out in front, sticked away by Moore. DeFranco with a slap shot keeps it in, only goes as far as the dot. Wynot takes a peek over his shoulder, will now throw it in. PJ Civitreese able to get a stick on it back in the defensive end for Northern Highlands. Civitreese trying to be shot out of a cannon there, was stopped right in his path.
He had a good read on it. Just play broken up. And a lot of poise by the Highlanders. So when the pressure comes, there's no throwing it up the wall. There's been nothing careless. You know, they'll either hold and protect it, or they've got some hands, and they've made short passes to make sure that they've able to get the puck in a safe area and change as well. They're on you quick.
DeFranco was just a tad behind the red line, so it results in an icing against the Redmen. Face off to the right of O'Keefe. Well done on the face-off, won by Bourget, the freshman. Civitreese pickpocketed from behind. Bourget not letting Brunswick turn the corner. In front. Andrew Wynot took a few whacks at it. Bourget, what a freshman season he's had. He's already got 5 points through 5 games.
Great job with the hands.
Robillard blocked by Wynot. Throws on the backhand, and that one's wide.
Bourget showing some skill there. Absolutely.
Civitries picks up the puck while taking the body of Manos. Northern Highlands having a tough time getting it out of their own end, and now with a one-man rush.
Good puck protection by Capano there.
Capano did the work to get it out. Here comes Matthew Cook with a one-on-one. Drops it behind his back for Insogno with the backhand. Loosed out in front and cleared away by the Highlanders.
Pretty play.
Under 4 minutes left in the middle frame. DiCiaccio sends his man flying. Puck gets on net.
Redmen with the better chances here in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Sogna. End around. Manos has to retrieve it. And Sogna out in front. A couple of golden opportunities as this line of Insogna, Barnes, and Cook is just going to work. Flips over the stick of Reck. Redmen will resettle. Back at center ice, taken in the zone by DiCiaccio. Misses wide of the crease. 3:15 to go in our middle frame. The score remains Northern Highlands 2, Tewksbury 1. Robillard gets a stick on it, but it jumps over. DiCiaccio with some good recognition sends it across the ice.
Yeah, the no icing, slightly late.
Barnes shot blocked. Getting a piece of that. Where's Gerzenhorn? Up the wall for Chapman. Send it in the middle ice for Barnes to skate onto, but he's not there. Barreto. Off the wall in front of the Redmen bench. Cook trying to turn the corner, spins off his man. Barreto wins the battle, 3-on-2. Here come the Highlanders. A shot turned away by O'Keefe. Got his glove on it at the last moment.
Big play by Benny O'Keefe.
Redmen have had the constant pressure in this second period, but you can't one slip by. This one rings off the bar and turned away.
That was the golden opportunity. Benny O'Keefe there to keep it at 1.
Redmen just having a tough time getting around these Northern Highlands defensemen, and you could tell why. One of the best defensive teams in the state of New Jersey. O'Keefe, with no one wearing red around him, will play it out. Under 2 minutes left in the second. Chapman sends it across. Back it goes.
The Highlanders hold their posts. Do not panic. They're able to do breakouts like the one you just saw.
Nice breakout by the Highlanders. 2-on-2, the other way they go. Breswick on the backhand towards the middle of the nets. Couple of pokes at it taken by the Highlanders, and the whistle sounds.
Getting chippy now.
And a little extracurricular activity after the play.
That was a quality play. Crisscross, good chance in. Benny O'Keefe. He had traffic in front, had the pads down. That was almost a jam through that time.
And you can tell why Breswick's numbers are so high up. He is just a flat-out playmaker. That speed around the outside and then just sending it into a dangerous area where really anything can happen in the painted area. 90 seconds remain in our second period. Still yet to see our first goal in this second period as it remains a 2-1 Northern Highlands lead.
They're both digging in, both teams.
Andrew Delpiana and Bill Allen with you live on Tewksbury TV from Fenway Park. Shot right off the draw, turned away by O'Keefe, who snags it with the glove.
Then he will take those all day long.
Draw one by the Highlanders. Good read by Bourget to only go as far as the circle. McDonald took a hit. Why not? With some jerseys around him.
Good back check that time there by Gindara.
Wide for McDonald, who takes a nice hit. Redmen being known for their physicality, the Highlanders say, hey, we can do it too.
Looked offside, but okay.
Block by DeFranco. Puck settles, sent in front by Beswick. And Benny O'Keefe continues to show why he is one of the best in the state.
That is something, Andrew. Wow.
He's turned away a number of Highlanders' chances today.
Wow.
Bourget, it's been tough to break through that thick wall of red jerseys. The Highlanders fresh off a change, no icing. Under 30 seconds left in the second period. Connors will pin it along the wall. Puck squirts out to the slot, picked up by Barnes. 15 seconds, one last rush for the Redmen. Sent across the ice. Bourget was going off for a change, and that could result in a bad decision for the Redmen with 10.5 seconds left in the period.
It's time for them to set it up. And a lot of poise by the Highlanders for sure. Ben O'Keefe, last shift or two great saves.
.5 seconds left in the second period. Northern Highlands leads 2-1 over the Tewksbury Redmen. Key draw one by Sogna, who flips it out to center ice. Back there reading it was Manos to prevent any breakaway opportunity. But the clock winds down. We're through 2 periods here at Fenway Park. Our score, the Northern Highlanders 2, the Northern Highlands Highlanders 2, and the Tewksbury Redmen 1. We'll be right back after a short intermission for the final period. Will the Redmen come back and get the victory? Will it be the Highlanders going back to New Jersey home happy with the victory? Stay tuned.
And welcome back to Fenway Park. Bill Allen along with Andrew Della Piana. It's been a pleasure to bring you Redmen hockey here as they face off for the third period with the Highlanders of Northern Highlands, New Jersey. They've bust up. It's been a game as expected. Close, 2-1 score as we go to the third period. Observations on the second period, Andrew?
I think the Redmen definitely dominated when it comes to territorial advantage. Saw a lot more chances going on. Daniel Moore, but the Redmen, they got to find a way to put one home. We saw in the latter half of that period what Northern Highlands was doing was crashing bodies in front of the net. We saw a couple of those chances against Benny O'Keefe, but now the Redmen, what are they going to do in this third period? The question all season long is, how is this team going to handle adversity? They've been a team that's led for most of the games. They've been able to put away games nice and easily, but when you get into the third period against a very good team like this, how can you come back and take care of business and get a W here at Fenway Park?
Excellent layers shown by the Highlanders in terms of the attacks. Slowing the Tewksbury attack is normally when they're up by a couple of goals, the flow occurs. The players, it seems like the speed even goes to a higher level. In this case, they may be double thinking some things, but we've got 2 periods in the books. And I think we're in for a good third period here. This ought to be interesting.
Absolutely. And we're going to see a new netminder for Northern Highlands. Number 50, Quinn DeBrian. The sophomore is going to head in between the pipes for this third period. Got to credit a perfect performance from Daniel Moore, just allowing 1 goal and turned away a number of chances for the Redmen.
And we're underway. And Sogna line on there with Cook. And Barnes, he'll go in, start the forecheck.
As I mentioned about DeBrin, sophomore this season for him, got a 94.1 save percentage. Has been the go-to backup for Daniel Moore if Moore isn't good to go. Hopefully everything is okay with Moore. Just might see a different ice opportunity here for head coach Jason Breswick.
Redmen will try to get the puck deep. DeBrun with the hat, keeping the ears warm here as the temperature has definitely dropped. We're probably closer to the 30, 38, 37 degrees right now. And behind, out front. And DeBrun wants to make that first save. Redmen want to take advantage of it, work their speed, and so far may have a penalty coming here or a hand pass.
One of the Highlanders is down in front of the net.
Oh, I was watching the gentleman at the bench as well, almost shaken up. We have somebody down there as well.
Tough to get a number identifier on that, Bill.
The trainers, they play a big role here, making sure these athletes are taken care of.
Both athletic staffs of both of these teams, Northern Highlands and Tewksbury, both have their athletic trainers out on the ice. Still unable to tell who is down right now for the Highlanders.
Looks like a lower body, possibly a knee.
As you said, Bill, though, I was more puck following, unable to see. Maybe there was a scrum out in front of the net. And it looks like Jason Beswick is coming out on the ice for the Highlanders.
Gonna need a little help. Teammates to the rescue. It's unfortunate.
And that is number 25, Caden Reck.
Freshman defenseman.
Now going to be helped off the ice. And he'll be taking a look at.
They have some benches, as you can see there. Just let the players, the trainers, go with them. So face-off here to set you up. DeBrung just in the net for the first moment or two here in the third period. We got 14 to go. 14 to 12. We're in our first minute. The puck down. Cook. Oh, it slips off his stick. Good job there by Pearson DeBrung. I'm going to guess sibling. Around the backboards. Controlled. Cook there in pursuit. Breaking it out smartly, though. That's Capano able to flip it down deep. That's going to be icing on the Highlanders.
Good start in this first minute for the Redmen. New goaltender in net. You got to be able to keep the pressure up early on, and you want to see some quick shots. You know the sophomore's in for the first time tonight out here on the big stage of Fenway. Make him see some early shots, and you got to get to him early, trailing by one in a game like this.
You see Ben O'Keefe down at the Tewksbury end as well, stretching, trying to get warm. Now on the wall, kept in there, it's Flynn pushing it, pursuing the forecheck, able to flip it out to Beswick. He'll cycle back, Chapman in on him. Flynn there. And again, that poise out of the pocket comes Beswick and able to get the puck out of the zone. Good play. He's been able to do that. DiCiaccio now. He'd love to rush that puck, and he hasn't had too many freeways. We'll see how he does here. Through two players. Nice job. Oh, doesn't get through the third. What hands? Pearson DeBrun spoils that one. Chips it back out to the neutral zone with 13:10 to go.
Try to get a little too extra cute there from DiCiaccio. Saw that move a couple of times early this year when he just works it by the defenseman, but this Northern Highlands team, they're a little bit better.
Yep. Chipped all the way down, and the Highlanders will do that. They'll turn the Redmen around, make them skate the whole 200. Some movement here required by the Redmen, and nicely done. Little chip from Ryan Flynn to the right wing. Gone in, Freeman, and handled there by DeBrun. First save for number 50. And the players, as you may have seen, they don't go to the dressing room to get any warmth. They sit on the cool bench. And so the goaltender is really cold, Andrew.
Yeah. See Benny O'Keefe at the other end when our camera pans. Just trying to keep warm. Hasn't seen too much action since that first period.
Yeah, that first shot could be coming here. What a move, coming around deep. Good hands there shown by Massini. James Massini, the junior forward. Kick pad. Delivered nicely to Matty Cook. Flip back in. On the forecheck, it's the other side. Why not? Right side, oh, turnover. Good read and a couple of good plays by Tyler Bourget. He's been involved tonight. He's got the puck, avoids, hops over his stick that time, and control by the Highlanders. Nice pass, no look to the left side. Doesn't make it through to O'Keefe. Good job there by Mencken, forcing it to the corner, and the Redmen able to chip it out. Little transition, nicely done between Manos and Brun on the defense. On the Tewksbury end, DeFranco around the backboards, finds Citravis, leaves it for Barnes. Now he'll pull up at the hash, looking for the late man. Lucky it goes in. That's Cook still out there. Mencken now a tip, doesn't make it through. They clog the zone. Down in front. Barnes reads it, hits the screenage. That will cause a stoppage in play with 11:19 to go.
Redmen, you can tell that forecheck has really been there in this third period, but getting those quality opportunities, you got to make life difficult for Quinn DeBrun. Has had a couple of opportunities to make saves, and he's gotten a pretty good view of them for each of them.
Puck down. Goes up in the air. The players Refocus. Doesn't work out. DiCiaccio picks it up. Redmen able to clear. He gets it down deep. Insogna now on the forecheck. Backhand shuffle. Doesn't work. Overskated there by Barnes. They want to get 2 men behind that net if they can. Cook again. Oh, and a great save by Quinn. DeBrung that time. Flashed the pad. Quick rebound up front. One-timer from the slot. Doesn't work. Manos may have blocked it in front. Some good D. Redmen starting to connect now in the passes. The territorial plays picking up. Cook now. He's got 3 of them on him. Insogna kept in there by Robillard. Smart play. Down low. Can't get the pass. As Cook tried to set up. Barnes goes to the corner. Prue now. Give and go into the neutral zone. Highland is able to get it out, but puck turns over. Robillard takes it in. Pulls up at the hash. Cook reads it now. Forces his man deep. Robillard doing a lot of work down there. Hit from behind. No call. Matty Cook's been busy. Transition now. It's number 11, Lucio. Not able to get it on the net. Colin Prue down the corner. Highlanders setting up 3 behind the red line. To the point. Doesn't work. With the glove. Hand pass called.
Good work by that first line from Cook, Barnes, and Insogna. Those guys just really go to work when they get below the goal line. But again, those golden opportunities, one for Insogna, that one-timer was deflected, and Matthew Cook as it go by the wayside. But players other than those 3 right now have to step up, because you can tell the intensity has definitely picked up for the Redmen. Got to be able to find that second goal and that equalizer.
Face off in the draw. The Highlanders like it to the left of Benny O'Keefe. It's 2-1 for New Jersey. Nice pass across. Open. Triangle. Goes to the net. Again, that quick pad flash. Kept in. Right now it's 23. Beretta trying to get it through the C. Nice job. Cumber in by Grimmin. Gets in the way. DeFranco takes a hack at it. Highlanders control. They read each other so well. Manos throws it in. Loose puck and a score. O'Keefe had it for the moment. And a big finish by Will Brown. And now with a 3-1 lead, the Redmen really have their work cut out for them.
Traffic out in front for the Highlanders. The shot coming from the points. Right there on the doorstep is Will Brown. We've said his name all throughout today's game. And finally, he puts one home. And again, the Highlanders, they just won't go away. Talk about a team taking the trip up from New Jersey. A lot of faith in this Redmen crew to take care of victory in their own city. But the Highlanders, they're coming in to spoil the party.
Redmen now, it's all hands on deck. There's 9 minutes to go. See the push. They want to answer right away if they can. DiCiaccio tries to cycle. Doesn't get the shot through. They clog up the slot for sure. So not all the pucks are getting to the end. Where Quinn DeBrung has taken over the goal after a great performance by Daniel Moore today. One-hander. Look out. Open man in front. But puck turns over. Recycling, it's Tyler Bourget. Feeds it off for Lavoie. First time calling Jason Lavoie in front. That's what the Redmen want to do. Is get that puck, get it, throw it to the front of the net. Nice read and a look to the point, getting it through. That's Robillard. Now it'll hit the net.
How about some fresh faces on the ice for the Redmen? You got 2 freshmen and a sophomore out there. Jason Lavoie getting into the first time, and also for Jackson Feudo. Good work by those 3. Trying to create a little bit of spark with the Redmen down 2 and 8.5 to go.
Excellent. With this opportunity, Andrew, I'll have you carry it the rest of the way. Prior to Syracuse. Work that mic, my friend.
Thank you, Bill. So you mentioned 8:30 to go in period number 3. The Highlanders up by 2. Now they're looking for more down here near the far boards. Cook cross-ice pass. Barnes with some open ice and some speed. Trying to toe drag his way around the defender, wasn't able to do so.
All 5 Highlanders back there.
Such a well-defensive team, just so well-disciplined by Jason Beswick's crew.
Insogna tried to go back, doesn't work.
DiCiaccio circles behind his cage. 8 minutes to play.
3 layers, but he gets through.
Barnes with a step shot blocked. Second chance incoming. Matthew Cook winds it up and scores. Oh, baby, what a cannon.
Woo. Top shelf. And no doubt about it.
Matthew Cook pots his second of the game, and that's number 6 on the season for the junior assistant captain, and the Redmen have cut the lead in half.
Cook's got a pair, and with 7:51 to go, Redmen right back to work. Exactly what they needed to have happen.
That puck was on a frozen rope here at Frozen Fenway. And a new sense of life is jolted into the Redmen following the second goal of the night from Matthew Cook, who continues to be a breakout star just in his junior campaign.
Lifts the bench up, you'll see a surge now. And right there, the 3 Redmen working the boards diligently. Wow.
And it's a line they've relied on heavily this season of Barnes, Insogna, and Cook. Getting a much-needed second goal for the Redmen, trailing by 1 with 7.5 to play in the game. Flynn through center ice. Good work on the back check by Barretta to slow him down. Puck flipped over the stick of Connor Kremen, will result in an icing in the Redmen. You can start to feel it a little bit more, Bill.
Yes.
They're starting to build momentum and hopefully can pot that third goal.
You'll see the quicker line changes from Coach Doherty here as well.
We'll see Lavoie, Bourget, and Feudo once again. For the Highlanders, an important moment for them. Can they stop the bleeding with the Redmen having the momentum? That third goal playing oh so important now, as Will Brown got his 5th of the season.
Benny O'Keefe had the glove on it briefly, too.
It was a perfect tuck inside the near post. Brent Beswick, backhander out.
Smart play by Robillard. Push it to the wall.
Feudo trying to work on his man and bump him off, able to do so. Beswick behind the cage. Puck comes out to the defenseman. Shot from the point, block. Perfect block by Bourget, getting his body out in front.
That picks the bench up as well.
And around it goes. Beswick circling the zone. Rotates back in. Out of the zone it comes and into neutral zone ice as Northern Highlands resets. Barnes picks that puck off the change. Toe drag around the defender, now will backhand it wide of the net.
Just not enough on the backhand. Great pick, great move, but a little on the backhand fell
Puck
off.
bounces around, controlled by DeBrin, and both teams just giving each other a little sweet Caroline there in front of the net.
Well said.
An important 6 minutes left in this third period. Northern Highlands 3, Tewksbury 2. Matthew Cook with a big goal in this third period. Can the Redmen earn themselves another, or will Northern Highlands get the victory on road ice? Again, this just being an endowment game from Fenway Park, so neither record will be affected today, but great to bolster your resume against a very good team either side.
Players on both teams will remember this afternoon for a long, long time.
And it'll be extra special if you get a victory.
Sure.
DeLazio. Indirect for Matthew Cook over center ice. Turnover forced by the Highlanders. Good defense from Magnan to turn away. Gershengorn. Redmen regroup in their own zone.
Interesting. No penalties that I can recall here.
Nope. Been a very clean game either side. 5 minutes to play. Cook, he's looking for the hat trick. Whizzes it wide.
Not missing by much on that short side. Went low. His first 2 scores today, upper side of the net. That time he tried to go short corner.
Clean breakout from the Highlanders. DeFranco wasn't able to chip it over a man. Mangan in behind the net, off the boards, and out. So Redmen will get a change. 4:25 remains in the third. Highlanders 3, Redmen 2. Backhander by Manos. In front of the Redmen bench. Magnan able to tie up his man at the last moment. Flynn, indirect, was looking for Chapman. Steered away by O'Keefe to the far boards. Puck goes a little bit too long for Mangan to control. Here's an opportunity for Northern Highlands.
Clock's starting to become a factor now, Andrew.
Indirect, up for Manos, takes a swing and a miss. Flynn on the pressure, chips it out. Out wide for Kremen. Tried to work the give and go, but wasn't there. Puck comes out of the zone. The Highlanders taking care of business in the defensive end. Here's Breswick with some speed across the slot. O'Keefe got a piece.
He was motoring.
Flynn tying up. DiCiaccio bursts out of a cannon, throws it on into the chest. It goes of Quinn Bryan, and he'll hold for a whistle with 3:11 to play. 3-2 Highlanders.
Quinn made sure no rebound on that one. Took it soft on the belly. Going to force a face-off to his left.
Again, Andrew Delapiana and Bill Allen with you live on Tewksbury TV. We want to thank you for joining us from historic Fenway Park today for Frozen Fenway. And this has been a good one between the state champs from New Jersey and the state champs from Massachusetts.
Evenly matched.
Robillard with a red jersey on his back escapes. DiCiaccio, he hasn't had much room to breathe today. The Highlanders continuing to keep a hard forecheck on, as this will result in an icing. 2:46 shows on the clock.
Keep an eye on Benny O'Keefe. As the goaltender will be pulled. It's interesting, some of the coaches now do it with more time than the old 58 seconds or whatever, you know. Sometimes it's a strategy behind it.
See a lot more minute 32 minutes.
That is true.
It's all about what Derek Doherty is comfortable with. The veteran head coach in his 22nd season, with 2 state titles under his belt now and 3 for the program. Matthew Cook looking for number 3 in the tie. Drops it off for Insogna.
Get some bodies to that net.
Backhander out in front, swarmed by jerseys in red. Cross ice. DiCiaccio back in his own end, swings behind the net. Trying to work up some speed, but great play by Massimi to turn it over. Puck misses wide of O'Keefe. 2:10 to play.
Yeah, it ticks off that clock. Play like that.
Redmen got to settle things down now. We're in a frenzy trying to get out of their own zone. Up pass for Insogna, was looking to split the D, but couldn't control the pass.
They get it clear.
Under 2 minutes to play. Capano with some speed around DiCiaccio, throws it on. And just got wide.
Official right on it.
140. 3-2 Highlanders. Redmen trying to get O'Keefe to escape from the net. Insogna with the burst. Working a wraparound, wasn't able to get a good find on it.
And they clean up in front.
And the Highlanders doing their job once again, 1:20. They get around to Franco as it's Breswick with a chance.
DiCiaccio hung with him.
1:10 to play. The Redmen got to get this puck out, and they got some tired legs on the ice. Chapman in deep. O'Keefe
goes Benny.
To the bench. The Redmen with an extra man. DiCiaccio, that puck is on a tough bounce. 50 seconds. DiCiaccio turning the corner. Around the defenseman. Backhander out in front. There's Flynn on the doorstep.
Fluttering off his stick.
Didn't get a good handle on it. 40 seconds to play.
Points are open.
Flynn below. Out front. Bourget was looking for a teammate.
Highlanders just...
Backdoor. Kremen was there, but DiCiaccio... 25. Bourget trying to work hard on the forecheck. Now below the goal line. Sends it out in front. Puck backhanded out to Franco. Sends it in 10 seconds to go. The Redmen got to go. DeBrayan will pin it along the boards.
Smart play.
5 seconds. And DeBrayan does a perfect job of tying that puck up, and this one is a final. The visitors from New Jersey Northern Highlands High School comes up to Beantown to take care of business and take down the Tewksbury Redmen by a final of 3-2. Bill, what a game we saw here today. Two evenly matched teams, but the Highlanders get the job done and will go back to the Garden State with the victory in their back pocket.
Exactly, Andrew. A lot of battle for space. And in front, they circled the wagons. The Red did a good job of just sealing everything out. Put a trust in the goaltender, first Daniel Moore, and then Quinn DePrunk off for the third period. Good job. Matthew Cook rolling for the Redmen. Some good saves as well from Benny O'Keefe.
What else can we say about them? But the victory for Northern Highlands, 3-2. But we got some extra time here left in this game, Bill. We might put another 10 minutes on this clock. As that we said at the beginning of the broadcast, an endowment game, so neither team gets a win or a loss today, just to have the nice experience here at Frozen Fenway.
We see some of the youngsters playing now. Very classy move.
The extra time being put on the clock, but this will go down as a Northern Highlands victory through 3 periods of play. But we're going to put an extra 10 on the clock and play some extra time. As you mentioned, Bill, getting some of the younger guys out there and the less experienced players for either side.
It's like Ryan Wolf will come in and play goal for the Highlanders.
And in net for the Redmen, we'll see number 1. Puck out to center ice. Jackson Feudo with some speed, turned away. Lavoie in a battle with it. Puck and a score. How about Jackson Feudo?
Very nice. Short side.
Here at Fenway Park. Unfortunately for the Redmen, it comes a little too late after the final horn already sounds.
Sure we can't post it up?
Why not?
We're tied.
Jackson Feudo, credited as a second goal of the season for him.
Pacheco, if I'm pronouncing it right, did a good job on the front end of that play. It's like he's got some good skating skill.
And I believe in net for the Redmen is number 1, David Kohlberg. Back up to Benny O'Keefe, who doesn't see too much ice time because that's been O'Keefe's net for a majority of the last couple of seasons.
He's been dominant. But that day is coming, and I noticed that the Highlanders feature 4 goaltenders today dressed for the certainly an occasion like this, but 1 from each grade level.
As we talked about beforehand, it's a short Highlanders bench, but for the fact them able to do it so well here against a Redmond team that has dominated the state of Massachusetts over the last couple of seasons, and having a beautiful spectacle today here at Fenway Park. Both teams get nice opportunity to play here at Fenway following the Winter Classic a couple of nights ago.
It's fun, isn't it, huh?
Absolutely, even for us.
That's right. Just say, come up and check this out. They've been kind. They've got us, had us set up here early, and we've been able to bring you this opportunity between 2 great teams.
And again, we appreciate the opportunity from Tewksbury TV. And again, we appreciate the listeners in from New Jersey today that tune in to see Northern Highlands take on the Redmen. And this highly anticipated matchup we wanted to see from when the schedule was released earlier this season. We got 2 5-0 teams, state champion of Public B for New Jersey and Northern Highlands, and then the Redmen, the defending Division II state champions. Both of these teams are destined for great things in 2023, Bill.
They're off to a great pace. And again, following this one this coming Saturday for the Redmen, back to business.
This will be the same for Northern Highlands. They will return back to New Jersey. Next game will be in 2 days on Friday when they go to Paramus Catholic. Start a road trip for them. But they will continue their unbeaten streak here tonight. As we talked about before,
would you
Bill.
say 16 games?
16 games. Kind of the 17, even though it's an endowment. But that last loss coming on January 20th of 2022.
Almost a full year.
With such a talented roster like this, they brought 14 players back from last year's team, which is 5 graduates. And for the Redmen, we really weren't sure what we were going to see from them this season.
And if,
10
and if I'm reading this roster, to your point, what do they have, 3 seniors? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a very young group still. And for the fact that they can contend for another title this year is going to be really special for this program.
Nice play there.
And as in the Redmen case, bringing 15 players back from last year's team, 10 graduates. It's a very special senior class from last year. We talked about all the studs they had last year of Caden Connors, Jason Cook, Aaron Conley, Cole Stone. You go down the list. Just so much talent that was unfortunately lost to graduation. But you see the team they've picked up this year, a couple of freshmen. The experience is really growing for some of the underclassmen.
Sure.
Definitely a lot of expectations for them as we get in the latter half of the year with the state tournament starting in March.
Second half on its way.
But as you take care of business in the opening couple of games, you get to be in your conference schedule. And as you mentioned, Bill, you got a very tough opponent coming up in Lincoln Sudbury, who's always been a pain in your side for the last couple of years. That conference is always up for grabs between the Redmen and the Warriors.
I think they're 4-3, and but those 3 victories for the Merrimack Valley too. You were mentioning earlier, getting that traction, and both teams will come in 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a fun time
Absolutely.
at Breakaway on Saturday.
And we will have coverage of that right here on Tewksbury TV. Again, the Redmen taking on Lincoln Sudbury in a highly anticipated MVC DCL 2 matchup. Andrew, why not with some open space firing it on the cage?
That was an excellent play. Just held up to see what would be given to him. He got a good shot of weight as well. No one there for the rebound.
About 6 minutes left in our extra time session. It's using up as much as clock here as the lettuce at Fenway Park.
Ryan Wolf with a nice save that time. No rebound on the second one. Took it up on the chest.
But as we take in this game from a Redmen perspective, Coach Doherty will go back to the drawing board. He knows he's going to take in a very difficult team here at Northern Highlands. And it's all about getting ready for Lincoln Sudbury, a team that he's really had trouble with over the last couple of seasons, but sweeping the season series last year against Lincoln Sudbury was definitely a treat for him.
I think one of the points you made early on where they've been able to skate and score at such a high level. This game was not like an eye-opener, if you will, but it does put them back into a different posture. They need to defend, and they have to work harder on those boards.
Absolutely. You can take in this game and just take a long look at the mirror and say to ourselves, what do we have to do better in 2023? And come tournament time, you only get one opportunity. So if you have any of those miscues that come inside of March, you're done for the season. So we're glad to see these nice and early against another really good team and take care of that. But still, we got to remember, it's very young in the season, only 5 games for the Redmen and the Highlanders. Still a lot of development time before we get to that 20-game mark, and then we hit the postseason.
Yep. What was it, March 20th or something by the time the
Yep.
skates got put away last year?
Yep.
Long way to go.
That was the last time I suited them up, Bill.
No, that was, I'm sure you guys have had some nice reunions as well as part of the championship.
Mm-hmm. Both of these teams getting in a respective banner ceremony for their first home game. It was very special for the Highlanders to do that, picking up their second state championship in program history. Unfortunately enough, I've found a friend at Syracuse who was a part of that Highlanders team, Bill.
You got any wager going on when you get back to school?
We did not. No.
Nice idea there. The goaltender actually stabbed at it with his skate. Little tip opportunity. Nicely done, Ryan Wolf, the Highlanders.
Now we'll see number 31, Owen Sovey in for the Redmen. Third string goalie, part of the JV team. Nice little opportunity there. Coach Derek Doherty letting him get some action here at the Big Pond.
And Reedy Adams for the Highlanders in goal for the last 4 or 5 minutes here.
Bill, you talk about the spectacle of this event. You grow up playing on the ODR all your childhood, and you get to the ultimate one here at Fenway, and you just think, you really got to take a step back in the moment and be like, wow, I'm really here on a big stage.
Last night, before they knocked off for the night, everybody was so excited. Oh, boy, tomorrow's going to be great. And it really did turn out. The rain, where's the rain? It didn't happen.
Yep.
This is good for them in a competitive battle here.
Got to see a very exciting matchup between the Highlanders and the Redmen. Two of the top 10 teams in their respective states. They'll both go back to the drawing board in their respective states of New Jersey and Massachusetts. And I wouldn't be surprised, Bill, if we followed up with Northern Highlands throughout this season. They're walking away with a chip out of the Prudential Center again, because they have quite the talent to do it. One of the players that really stuck out for us today was Will Brown in his leadership and his senior captain.
Ended up with the winning goal and leaders lead.
One of the few seniors, I should say, a part of this team.
So we'll see if the Highlanders treat the Redmen to a game at Brendan Byrne or whatever the New Jersey rink is these days.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a game at MetLife next season. We'll see.
Wow, what an opportunity there. Whisk high by why not?
And as we close things up here from Fenway Park, it was a great Winter Classic we saw here a couple of nights ago between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Boston Bruins. Jake DeBrusk getting 2 in the third period. Luckily, we were both in attendance to watch that game. It was quite an event, Bill.
Yeah,
the whole lead up to it and the game itself.
The Boston Pops, the flyover, all the stuff. They do it up well here, and we've been fortunate as we're on the Boston side. We've been in 5 of these now, so it's been a great opportunity.
Of course, more of an interesting matchup next year at the Winter Classic. The Seattle Kraken taking on the Vegas Golden Knights from T-Mobile Park. So that should be an interesting one between the two newest franchises in the NHL.
And Seattle's climbing the ranks as well. If you've been watching, they're not a pushover or anything, or too young. They're already
good to see them develop into a new high-profile NHL team. And yes, they will host a Winter Classic next season. Quite the matchup between them and Vegas.
I'm sure Gary Bettman is listening. As we understand, he has a family member or relative on the Highlanders. He's got to be proud. That was a good choice. Seattle's it's growing and good for the Northwest.
Got a minute 40 left in our extra time session. Jackson Feudo potting one earlier as we begin our 10-minute period. Again, an incredible opportunity for both these teams to be on a stage like this. Northern Highlands proving themselves and the rest of the East Coast that this team is for real. And it's going to prove a lot of teams in New Jersey a team they should look out for in the latter part of the season.
Yeah. When you were mentioning the excitement for the teams, especially making the trip up to walk in and see the Bruins alumni teams before we went on the air playing. You know, Ray Bork and Sweeney, they're all there. Both teams got to hang around the glass and watch a little of that.
And McDonald trying to work one-on-one with the defenseman. Worked his way through and turned away.
No 5-hole that time.
Freshman Ree Adams able to get some action in. Still nice to see both teams working hard as we wrap things up. About 25 seconds left in our extra time session. And as you see the work being done behind the ice, taking care of Fenway Park, which has been a treat.
The auxiliary rink, it was here when we started. It's just about down to its last lane.
And in a couple of days, Fenway Park will be hosting Frozen Fenway as a couple of college teams will be here.
Take it over the weekend,
Yep.
They'll rest this thing back up. It's always pageantry. I don't know how it is for your Syracuse, but the bands and all the stuff that the college spirit brings.
It'll all be on display right here at Fenway Park, which should be a lot of fun for those schools. But as the buzzer sounds here at Fenway Park, we'll wrap things up.
It's been a pleasure working with you.
You too,
Andrew,
Bill.
and I want to thank Brian Dorrington, our director, and certainly Jason Marshall back there engineering for us, and all the fans, both local and in New Jersey, for a great afternoon of varsity hockey.
We'll put a bow on this one. Our final score one more time. Northern Highlands 3, Tewksbury 2. Quite the endowment game from Fenway Park. Frozen Fenway, that is. And what a treat it was to do it today at America's most beloved ballpark. Both of these teams will stay at 5-0 and will return to their respective states. As I mentioned before, the Redmen, their next game will be against Lincoln Sudbury on the 7th. We'll have coverage of that game right here on Tewksbury TV, back at the Breakaway Ice Center. And for Northern Highlands, heading back to the Garden State with the victory here at Fenway Park, as they will take on Paramus Catholic in a couple of days from now on Friday. But as Bill said, for our entire crew here at Tewksbury TV, Andrew Delapiana and Bill Allen signing off from Fenway Park. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a couple of days back at the Breakaway Ice Center.